Insect activity. Found antler velvet in 2 of the wounds. You, not real FBI? Never been an FBI agent? You unstable?
Hold on. Is he a fox or a coyote?
I got you.
Can't tell whether it's sloppy.
Gave you the bullets he pulled out of Hobbs in an acrylic case, but I told him you wouldn't think it was funny. See if that helps with the recoil. He isn't lazy. He's seeing diabetic comas.
Changes in medication.
Feeds them sugar to keep them alive long enough for the circulatory systems to soak it up.
So,
No broken windows or torn holes on all the friction rolled downhill. Acres from the Turner house. Turner turnout. No one's seen him in over a year.
I extract the usual growth spurt between 11 and 12.
Isolated 7 pairs of shoe prints. Filtered out the Turners, including Jesse's. So we're 7, 3, it's in the eye of a needle. He's so focused.
Ritalin, Focalin, any medication.
Price got a hit on the ballistics matching program he's been running on the 2 family murders. Mother of a 13-year-old boy shot to death with her own gun. Family moved from Biloxi to Charleston to Fayetteville in the last 3 years. He won a junior high award for his work on pretty sophisticated computer circuits. We had shoulders, smooth as ravens. Fluffy's god, or the Lizard King. What is somebody who could do something like this afraid of?
They're the angel makers?
He castrated himself?
So he isn't just me.
You talked to Jack.
I was out of line.
You were out of your mind. My ears rang like the first time I heard my mom use the F. I know it's a stupid question, considering that none of us could possibly be okay doing what we do, but are you okay? You're a little different, but you've always been a little different. Brilliant strategy. You wouldn't. A favor?
The convicted felon.
Could Angelmaker be a vigilante? Hell's vigilante. Build all creeds, colors, men and women.
And then
Nothing. All made to your home at 2:46 a.m. Thought we would have been able to trace. Was Miriam Lass a blonde?
Wasn't here.
Been last looking into.
Medical records. If the Ripper was a surgeon, she thought he might have treated one of his victims.
They retraced her steps.
The ones they could find.
Does anyone touch?
I touched the body. If he's moving his victim, her.
I'd say him. Going for the heart, probably interrupt.
Big, broad strokes. Subtle variation on waking up in a tub of ice, missing a kidney. They're like USB cables. You keep them intact for an easy reconnect. Different killers, same agenda? In her SUV, but it was a whole lot easier. Ambulance. A first responder driving away from the emergency. Is there GPS on that ambulance?
Mm-hmm.
Digital trunk system.
Yeah.
Jack, I can use a DF sweep to find it.
I tell myself,
He treated the vocal cords the same way you treat catgut string. Graves, way too many heads.
Bones, dislocated hips, shoulders.
1973, beaten to death right in Grafton. His grave was robbed 5 days ago.
Not yet.
She was murdered, she would have been on the totem pole. A man named Lawrence Wells, who was questioned twice in 1973. Never charged, still lives in Grafton.
he knew her.
Didn't leave any.
Just a killer deep enough to pelt it. Never drew blood. Why did you call me? Then let's prove it. That's why she doesn't bleed.
Right, there's no circulation.
Could be a staphylococcal infection, that or leprosy.
Her eyes were...
So she mutilated a woman's face because she thought it was a mouth.
If she did kill Beth...
Then why did she come back? Is that why you came back?
If I wasn't clear on that issue...
Me too. You're the subject of a lot of speculation at the Bureau. And now you're pushing yourself over. You're clean. We took a uniform, police radio, 2 9mm handguns, pepper spray, taser, and hand bleeding out of the woods. Boot soles are consistent with the ones we found back to Baltimore.
Whatever's going on with Gid...
It wasn't technically a lobotomy. He didn't remove any of the brain. He just scrambled them. A little on his collar. Other than that, didn't spill a drop.
That's because it's all in here.
I can't pretend I don't know you, and I can't pretend we both don't know what I'm finding under your nails.
look
Certainty
alive.
comes from the evidence. Seeing bills including human remains.
But I'm amazed what falls off the best of us when moving through a room.
Lessons learned from cellular decay. Enjoy the world while we have it. Give a little bit back.
When possible, I go.
Hopefully not with your DNA.
The beauty of what you do, Miss,
Well, I found enough of...
to understand where he is.
You were supposed to protect him. I'm not mad at you. You're not a suspect. You're the new Will Graham.
There's discards.
Of BHT, which is a color preservative. You got nothing. Appears to be random. Curious to know how many were keepers.
All right, I want a list of any missing persons that disappeared along with their vehicles in the neighboring states. Got it?
Got it.
Don't know how I feel about seeing you. I'll let you know when I do. Surprised. I'm compartmentalizing. Yes, in the same place. Dumped in a river, caught in a beaver dam. Thought you'd have some ideas. Miles away from anything that feeds into the dam where the first victims were found.
Join me over here.
Oil painting as it dries.
Fiber, debris, might help track. What if it isn't what they have in common? Color palette. A lot more bodies on his color palette.
Shut.
I figured you'd say no.
You
say yes. You put me in an awkward position, Jack. I had to go because I knew you wouldn't. If you had gone like you wanted, I wouldn't have had to. Why didn't you? Fine, so don't trust him. Just listen to him. You think he's innocent. I think he still wants to save lives, that's what I think. I need to go back. I won't.
And since...
Yes, I do. Dust on the Kragalore? He was discarded, he escaped. We just went upstream from where the body was found until we hit corn. Rondo 21, match Roland Umber.
The killer's having a night.
Mural will. It's hard for me to focus on anything else I've been tasked. What do you mean, literally?
I mean the man you're...
Graham didn't do it.
The timing's deliberate.
Evidence we found was immediate and almost presentational. May as well have been gift wrapped. No evidence before Will was apprehended, and there hasn't been.
Why didn't we?
I'm glad you said it. We don't know. Maybe they had a suicide pact. No signs of a struggle.
No. So the second killer, whoever he is, understood the muralist well.
Don't say Hannibal Lecter. Stop ringing that bell. Hannibal Lecter has no reason.
That is exactly right. He hasn't.
That's hard to prove.
There will be a very clever detail to find on James.
I'll look for clever details, but I'm not looking for Hannibal. And an acquaintance, whoever killed him understood him. I have an arrangement. We keep investigating the murders he's accused of.
Will needs a champion now more than ever.
He has you, doesn't he? You think there's a chance he could be innocent? I know you do. I'm just relieved he's not saying the killer is you anymore.
Who does Will? What kind of killer? You have to get to the truth beneath the appearances.
A pad.
An acupuncture point.
What'd you say? Stitches are hiding stitches. He took his kidney.
If you invited him with an actual...
Me to the evidence.
He pointed you to an... in with you. Go to Jack, tell him everything.
I can't bring this to Jack until I can back it up. The Chesapeake Ripper kept surgical trophies. Hannibal's the Ripper. What's he doing with his trophies?
Some emergency with his wife. Dr. Lecter called from the hospital, asked him to come down.
Mrs. Crawford. So Hannibal's at the hospital too.